Now let's get to Mike Rutenberg. What do you think we need to know about him? The first thing that jumps out is he's never been a defensive coordinator, which, okay.
A lot of ties to Gus Bradley. He goes back to Robert Saleh all the way to their time together as assistant coaches in Jacksonville under Gus. So look, Tommy Reese, when he was here as offensive coordinator last November, when they played the 49ers, whose defensive coordinator was Robert Saleh, when asked about preparing Shedeur to play, because I think it was Shedeur at that point. Was it Shedeur? The days all yeah, it was Shedeur. Yeah, it was. Um, to face the 49ers, he goes, well, we see that same defense in practice every day. Kevin Stefanski has said it. The Saleh Bradley version of it is just sort of a derivative of the same kind of. They're like cousins. They're like first cousins. So, and then you throw in what Rutenberg did in Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons. Only the Atlanta Falcons ran more cover one than the Cleveland Browns did. Now they do it a little differently. They run it out of quarters and then cover three, and get real football nerdy on this. But at the end of the day, the systems aren't that too too much apart. I think we're getting hung up maybe a little bit on a 44-year-old who doesn't have defensive coordinator uh, connection. Hasn't been a defensive coordinator before and doesn't have direct Jim Schwartz ties. But at the same time, I think I you can see spiritually where his background is going to fit with the personnel they have here in Cleveland.
Secondary, is he a guy that you hear pass game coordinator? My eyes go, okay, that's a guy who's coached the secondary. Is that accurate with
actually linebackers?
Linebackers,
you
okay.
look at linebackers. He you read Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley talk about him. He was he came he went to he was in San Francisco in 20 with Saleh, and then went with Saleh to New York in 21 when Saleh got the job as Jets head coach, which was, I believe, Quincy Williams' rookie season. And Quincy, I even have it. I found a quote from him from an article I found on the Jets site. Talked about how much Mike, played a role in his development, and so look, there's not a lot out there in terms of if you're looking for, you know, a mountain of just like here's all these platitudes from various people who've worked with it. It's not out there. I trust me. I looked. I looked a lot this weekend, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that there aren't people who know and think very highly of Mike Rutenberg. We're just going to have to, we're just going to have to see. I mean, anybody who says definitively they know how this hire is going to work is talking. It doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, give me the lotto numbers because I'd like those too.
Exactly. I would like to go to your private island. I'm sure it's beautiful because you can afford it.